today's event. David here is from Manychat, so one of our own. David has been a very seasoned Manychatter. He's one of our product marketing managers, and he's going to be hosting this webinar today with our speaker, Austin. Thank you both so much for being here. I'll give it to David, the word, to introduce Austin. Oh, sorry.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jansu. Yep. As she said, my name is David. I'm super excited to be talking with y'all today and introducing Austin. Austin, I met him through Manychat. We actually are neighbors. We actually live down the street from one another in San Diego, which is really amazing. And I know he has so much to teach you guys. I can just tell from the chat already that we have a lot of very experienced, smart business owners that really want to get to the next level. And I think Austin is probably one of the best people to do this. He is a seasoned Manychat expert, but also just a really well-rounded business owner that understands how to scale your business, how to not be an overworked freelancer in your business, but actually become CEO. So I'm super excited. He's going to be very tactical. Keep all your questions in the chat throughout. We're also going to have a Q&A section at the end. So we'll keep track of everything. But yeah, without further ado, I'll turn it over to Austin so he can educate everybody.
Cool, guys. Thank you, David. Thanks, everybody, for attending this. Guys, put a 2 in the chat if we're excited to learn today. I want to see some 2s light up the chat. Let's freaking go. Come on. Okay. Yeah, like David said, I want to be super, super tactical. I don't want you just to be here and then leave and be like, oh, this was like really, really cool. But what the heck do I do? So you are here for a reason. I'm going to make this the best ROI on your time possible by giving you as much information and specifically tactics that you can actually take away with, because that's why we're here, right? Come on. And engage in chat because I'm watching it, and that will help me out. So in short, co-founder of Agency U with my co-founder Gilberto, big proponent of Manychat, big fan of Manychat, been using it for many, many years. So yeah, super excited to kind of show you how we integrate it to scale our lead gen and all that sort of stuff. So let's get into it, boys and girls. Cool. So today, basically, we're going to spend the next hour, probably like 40 minutes or so, just going through exactly like basically the same client acquisition system that I used to go from basically being like what David said, a burnt out freelancer working 16 hours a day. My business was feast and famine. One month it was good. One month it wasn't bad. I had no idea where my next client was coming from. I broke up with my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, guys. So I was doing everything in my business, like pretty much burnt out, like not really clear on what I was doing. Like most people start when they do start a business, which is totally, totally understandable. 2, being able to scale that same business to multiple 7 figures, multiple years in a row. We've generated more than 40,000 plus leads in the last like 3 years alone using this exact strategy. We're booking 16 calls every single day. Like I look at my calendar, it's unbelievable for our sales team. I was able to get a 7,500 square foot dream studio for our agency, built a team of over 25 people. And not only this, was able to have time for things that I enjoy doing. Like I like endurance events. I like running, cycling, doing Ironman, 7.3s, whatever it is. And also spending time with my wife, who I actually broke up with as a result of me working so much. But we are together and I get to spend time with her because I was able to nail this. But not only have I been able to do this for myself, but we've helped over 500 other agency owners, other business owners scale. Like Albie, in just 4 months, he was able to add $75,000 in just 4 months using these strategies. Okay, $75,000 in just 4 months. There's a video on my Instagram. Like I just kind of shot him doing it. Zach went from doing $4,000 a month to $80,000 a month in 6 months. Okay, Juliana came to us doing $1,000 a month and hit $15,000 a month in just 4 weeks. Dimitri added $30,000 a month in just 4 months. Mike went from $17,000 to $80,000 in 6 months. We literally have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials in wins like this that I don't have time to go through, that I'm sharing to share that what you're going to learn today is proof this actually works and this is going to be freaking dialed. So the shift for me really was realizing that if I wanted to scale, I needed systems. Okay, because systems ultimately are the lifeblood to any business, or system is what allow us to create the outcomes inside of our business. And the lifeblood to any business is leads. So today you're gonna just basically gonna get the same system that I've used. Okay, ready to jump in? 5s in the chat for awake still. I'm going to be engaging with you guys. Okay. Fives. I need to see some fives. Cool. Let's go. Before we get started, there are two types of people on this presentation. There's people who are scrolling TikTok right now, or watching TV, or in their car, or not really paying attention. And those people are going to leave this, take no action, and nothing's going to change for the next year. And they're going to wonder why nothing has changed in the last year. And then there's the people on the other hand who have their phone in do not disturb. They have a notepad in front of them or a note section on their laptop, and they're going to be taking notes throughout this presentation. And they're in the mindset of, okay, I'm going to take action on what I'm learning here, because what I'm going to learn is a really valuable, and the thing that actually creates the effect that I'm looking for in my business is in fact action. So we want to be like the second types of people, and we want to be taking notes. There's going to be a lot of information. I'm not saying you need to execute on absolutely everything, but just pull the things that are necessary for you that you can take action on this week. And also, guys, stay until the end, because we're going to give a bunch of giveaways for free, so that you can actually take more action. So it'll be super, super good. And then lastly, shout out to Manychat, guys. Really cool that Manychat does this. I rarely do this for other people. I don't share a lot of value with other companies or do a lot of presentations like this. So let's put a 7 in the chat for Manychat. Just thanking them for doing this, for adding value to you guys. It means a lot to they care a lot about you guys and adding value to you so that you guys can have success. And I've seen that firsthand working behind the scenes with them. Okay, that's enough. Let's get into some tactics. So the first thing that we want to do if we want to scale and create a system and predictably get leads is we need to build an irresistible offer. Okay, when I first started my business, I came out of the corporate life. I was 24 years old, and I started as a real estate agent. And when I was a real estate agent, I know I look like I'm 12, but that's real life. But when I was a real estate agent, I was like, okay, I need to get leads. So what did I do? I started creating videos for myself, was really good at social media. As a result, I started talking to people and teaching real estate agents how to be on social media. And I had a knack for social media and content and all that sort of stuff. And then I had a mentor that said, you know what, you should do something in creative. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Real estate maybe isn't I'm not a lifer real estate agent. I kind of got that from the jump. There's many signs. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me start helping people with social media. And that's probably the founding story of a lot of businesses that are watching this right now. You have a skill set and people want your skill set. So you decide to start helping people. And then you're like, oh, I can monetize my skill set because I'm good at this. Same thing happened for me. So that's exactly what I did. This is me whipping a drone, editing videos, all that sort of stuff. And when I started, this was my service list. Okay, this is everything I did. Cool, you need me to do SEO, you need me to do photos, videos, emails, flyers, pick your kids up from lunch, take your kids to school, whatever you want, I'll freaking do it because I'm just trying to get paid, right? Because we start our businesses and we're about that hustle life, right? And that's what I thought it was. That's what I thought entrepreneurship was. It was just grind, grind, grind. And then I started to realize, oh, I just have a job, essentially. And the other thing was that no one knew what I did because I just did everything for them. And the problem wasn't that I wasn't talented. It wasn't that I'm not capable. It wasn't that I couldn't serve people. The problem was my offer. It was the problem. The problem was what the foundation of my business was. And if I'm saying yes to everything, we can't scale that because there's no way to create a marketing message. There's no way to productize that, systematize that, all that sort of stuff. So how do we create an offer that people actually want to buy? Let's break this down step by step. This is a great time to take notes. It's a great time to pay a little bit closer attention if we're scrolling right now. And we use what's called an offer breakdown. But basically what we want to figure out first is our who. Okay, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but who does our skill set actually help? That's the first thing that we just need to identify. Is it busy professionals wanting to lose weight? Is it online coaches doing $10,000? Is it home service companies wanting to scale? Is it aspiring creators want to make $10,000? Is it women living in the next city wanting to get healthy? Whatever it could be. We need to be specific on the who is it that we want to help. Okay. After we define the who, then we need to define the pain. Okay. What is it that keeps them up at night? You've tried everything and to lose weight, nothing seems to work. You don't know where your next client's coming from, et cetera, et cetera. Because essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to understand what problems can we solve with our skill sets. Okay. That's what we're really going to work towards getting to. And the beautiful thing is we live in 2026 and ChatGPT and Claude and all these LLMs exist. So we can just pop something like this. I help X companies get X outcomes doing X services. What are the top 5 pain points? Speaking their language, make them polarizing and financially driven. If I pop that into ChatGPT, what do we know? It's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for us. So we really want to speak to the souls of our customers. We want to speak to actual pains that they deal with, what keeps them up at night, what are problems that they're dealing with when it comes to our offer. Then all we need to do is figure out what are the outcomes of them, or what are the outcomes that they actually want. Lose 10 pounds in 3 months, predictably get new leads, whatever. Same thing with ChatGPT. I just typed in on the same prompt, now give me the desired outcomes. Okay. And then guess what? Guess what successful businesses do? They just solve freaking problems. So all we really need to do is figure out how do we solve their problem with our skill set. And when we're solving our problem, there's probably about 100 different ways that we can solve the problem. Oh, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. What we want to do is we want to come up with the simplest productized, basically the way that's going to increase the perceived likelihood to the customer that they're actually going to get the result. And then we create what's called steps to desired outcomes. And basically it's like, okay, step 1, we're going to do onboarding. Step 2, we're going to do this. Step 3, we're going to do this. Step 4, we're going to do this. Step 5, we're going to do this. And this becomes our offer, because now we know the pain, we know the outcomes, and now we can feel confident that what we do, if we follow these steps, then our clients are going to get the outcomes. And that's all we really need to do as business people, is just solve people's problems. And we want our offer to be like medicine. A lot of people's offers are like vitamins. Oh, it'd be really nice to have content. Oh, it'd be really nice to do this. But there's no actual pain that it's solving for customers. So we need to actually structure our offer to be marketable and solve a problem that the customer has. Okay. So we want our offer to be marketable, scalable, delegatable, repeatable, outcome driven. Okay. If it checks these boxes, we're good. And then we just document this and turn it into an offer breakdown. So what I want to do, guys, is I just want to do one together for you, because you could just be looking at this with glassy eyes and like say, what the heck am I looking at? So I figured I would just do one with you guys. So if I go to offer breakdown, this is what it looks like essentially when we do one. So for example, I'm just going to say I help service-based founders, coaches, and agency owners who are active on Instagram but aren't consistently turning content into book calls or paying clients. Okay. Top 5 pain points and implications. So here's like a prompt. I pre-created the prompt so you don't get to see me like type. So basically I help niches achieve desired outcome with services, basically your skill set. What are the top 5 pain points? So let me just copy this. Let's go to ChatGPT. Let's paste this in. And then what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to scan this, refine it, look at it, all that sort of stuff. And then I could just go ahead and do this. Perfect. And then that's logged. Okay. Desired outcomes. Okay. I could just basically copy this, or I could just copy the endpoint because they already understand it. Go back here. Outcomes. Book calls coming in without chasing people. So we're not like, oh, you're getting leads. It's like, hey, you're going to get book calls without chasing people. They want a calendar to see qualified book calls from Instagram. They want a clear system that turns content into conversations. They want confidence spending money on ads as they know it converts, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? Fair? I'm moving really fast, guys. I know. We're also going to have time for questions at the end, and there are goodies if you do stay till the end. Okay. Now steps to desired outcome. Basically the prompt here is based on what I do. So you could just like brain dump your skill set, how you help people. We run ads, we do social media, we blah, blah, blah. We coach them. What's a step-by-step process that's client facing? Cool. So I could do this and I could paste this in here. And this is really the foundation. Yes, this is a chat about Manychat funnels for sure. DRP, we're getting there, but without this kind of stuff, the Manychat funnel won't even work. Like if your offer isn't good, this is why we're really working on the foundation stuff, is because if this isn't dialed in, no marketing will ever save a bad offer. Let's call it that way. So we can create our steps to desired outcome, which I'm not trying to spend too much time on this. We have a lot of content on this already, but I want to just show you in practice, because I want this to be tactical for you guys, that this in fact is simple to do. And I'm showing you exactly just how to do it so we can revisit this and just remember that I did it in about 2 minutes on a presentation without reviewing everything, guys. So you should review everything. Cool. Okay. So that's the offer breakdown essentially. So all the prompts are embedded in here. There'll be goodies given away at the end. It's kind of hinting towards that. But this becomes our foundation to basically getting deals, basically to scaling our business, basically to communicating what we actually do from a value perspective. Okay. So again, offer, it will drive our content. So you could literally just, like what I like to do is I just paste my offer breakdown into a ChatGPT and I say, hey, give me 5 content ideas based on my offer breakdown. Boom. Here we go. Cool. Hey, write this script based off my offer breakdown. And now it's just speaking to my avatar over and over and over again. It's clear, it's clear, it's clear. And it makes me win. Okay. It's the foundation for your ads. Again, no offer will ever, no marketing will ever save a bad offer. And then your sales, okay? It becomes really, really clear because we're just selling a productized offer. If we can nail this, guys, and this is why this is so important. A lot of people aren't aware that a lot of the reasons that they are not getting business is not their offer. Like we can get clients quickly with our content, with our ads, with sales, how we're positioning ourselves. One of our clients got $14,000 just by repositioning their offer in 2 weeks. A $5,000 retainer just from repositioning their offer. This was their biggest retainer ever because it was outcome driven, because it solved the client's problem. They weren't being a yes man, okay? Another client, 3 closes in 7 days by repositioning their offer to be more marketable, okay? There's tons and tons just like this. That's the foundation to growth, okay? Good to keep going? Offer, check, clear. Sweet, okay. So next up, we basically have our offer. Now we need to get in front of people because we're clear on our offer, our outcomes, our pain points. We have something that's marketable, all that sort of stuff. So what we need to do is we need to create a system to predictably get new clients. When I first started my business, I was like, yep, we are scaling. This was me. I thought I was crushing it, 20 whatever years old, just like killing it. That's AI, by the way. That's not me. But the how I was scaling was I was attending networking events 3 times a week. I was creating content and crossing my fingers that hopefully it'll bring in a referral. And I was hoping for referrals. And as a result of these types of marketing tactics, 1 month I was crushing it. And the next month I was stressed out because I didn't know where my next deal was coming from. What we really need is we need a system that we can turn leads on and off. And I tried everything. I tried cold calling, set up a whole system, did $100 a day, hired a team, all that sort of stuff. Not a scalable metric, scalable way to get new clients whatsoever. Yes, this webinar is being recorded and will be shared with everyone. Absolutely. I tried cold DMing. Again, hired multiple people, built these crazy spreadsheets, and with cold DMing, would land in the requests, get no responses, was not advantageous whatsoever. Tried creating more content. Yes, that brings in deals, but the problem with that is it's unpredictable. I don't know. There's no like, oh, I post 5 times and then I'm going to get a deal, right? It's like, it's pretty unpredictable to do. Tried working for free to try to drum up business. Hey, I'll do some free trials. Let's freaking do it. But again, that just hits into my margin and I can't be offering free work to scale. So that's when we came up with a super simple strategy that a lot of the gurus weren't talking about that we call the authority funnel. And we like this authority funnel so much that we spent over $500,000 on it. Okay. That's how much we like this. And we spent this much money on this because it makes us a lot of money. And if we can nail this, if we can follow what we're going to learn step by step, it can also do the same for you. So it literally takes just 15 minutes to set up. So we're just going to do it again, step by step. And you'll see why the offer breakdown was super, super important. Okay. Cool if we do it together. Put a 2 in the chat if you're cool to do it together. If you're awake, if we're paying attention. Sweet. Okay. So first things first is the DM ad. Okay. We want to create an ad. And basically the intention of the ad is for people to DM us. Of course, part of the authority funnel is to build your personal brand, but that would be a completely different presentation. Building your personal brand, creating content is paramount to making this work and like having an established brand. But I want to make sure I'm just giving you what's going to move the needle right now today, which is going to be the ads. Okay. So for a DM ad, first things first that we need to do to build our ad essentially is write copy, which is a very underrated skill in the world of entrepreneurship. And a lot of people say when I'm like, oh yeah, you need to write copy, they either like, okay, I got this, and the copy is like really, really weak, or they think to themselves, Austin, I'm not a copywriter. What do I even say here? Okay. Perfect. Well, we have our offer breakdown. So we can just, like, we're in 2026, Claude, ChatGPT, whatever. This is the format that we've spent a lot of money on, that we've already built our offer breakdown around, that we can pop into ChatGPT and create our ads. Okay. So this is the format. When we put our offer breakdown in, it should look something like this. Audience call out, give them the offer, give them the steps to the offers, and then the call to action is to DM them the leads, or the word, whatever is contextual to the offer, leads, money, whatever it could be. Okay. We're going to do this together. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Notion here. I'm going to go to AI copy. Okay. I'm just going to take this prompt. I'm just going to be in the same exact ChatGPT thing right here, just because it's already knows it. Okay. So I'm going to say, based on the offer above, write me an ad following this framework. Okay. So we're going to write copy, because basically the copy is what people are going to raise their hand. They're going to see it and they're going to raise their hand. They'll be like, okay, cool, I want this, or I don't want this. And it's going to bring in your ideal customers. Because if I'm calling out service-based business owners, who's going to respond to the ad? Service-based business owners. The beauty of ads is you pay for traffic, and then you can target your ideal customer and you can call them out. And with a good copy, you can get them to raise their hand and have a conversation with them directly inside of the direct messages. Okay. So, of course, like, I don't 1000% don't recommend going to ChatGPT, copy and pasting and being like, oh, like it didn't work. Like, we need to be a little bit savvy, which I'll do a little bit here, just from like a copy perspective. So let's just review what it came up with. Service-based business owners, coaches, and agency owners will turn your Instagram into a book calls machine in 90 days using our Instagram DM funnel ad system. Optimize your profiles over. Cool. So I'm going to say, replace this strategy and becoming more known. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like speak to the person that's going to see this and be my ideal client and really want the outcome. Okay. Great content with clear strategy. Cool. I'll just use this one. And then like this to me is like a little bit longer. I might just be like a little bit more focused on this. So I would say something like, let's change to, I don't know, service. Let's just do coaches doing 10K a month plus. Cool. So not horrible. I'm not going to spend time like analyzing every step of the copy, because I want to get through this and get your questions answered. But this is an idea of how we can rework this and work this to be an outcome driven ad, so that people who see this are like, oh, I want like to be the go-to expert. I want to turn DM into qualified leads and book calls automatically. That sounds freaking dope. I want consistent leads instead of hoping that my posts hit. So that's who we're speaking to, because that's what we laid out in our offer breakdown, which we just didn't like, go through a ton, but it's detailed out in there. So we're taking the copy, we're making it outcome driven based off of the outcomes that the customers want. And now we can use this in ads, and guess who's going to respond? Coaches doing 10K a month on Instagram who want more leads, AKA have the pain point of the offer that we can actually help them with. Does that make sense, guys? Cool. So I'm just going to use this as an example. Okay. That's the first step is we just need to write the copy. We need to practice it a little bit. Like, don't copy and paste from ChatGPT. But the main thing is we want it to be like, I want the person who's going to see this ad and be like, ow, that hurts. Or wow, that looks freaking awesome. Or wow, that just spoke directly to my soul. Okay. That's the barometer. All right. Next up, we have the copy. Now we need to make the creative. Okay. We need to create the ad. Austin, I'm not an influencer and I can't be on camera and invest all into this fancy stuff. Good news, guys. This simple, ugly ad right here that you're looking on the left has brought in multiple six figures alone. How ugly is this? Okay. Amazing, right? So, yes, eventually, maybe you'll do videos and film them and stuff like that. But to get us from 0 to 1 using this funnel, just we can use Canva. Okay. So we just use Canva, and yeah, like this is kind of how it looks like. This is my wife's ad that I created for her, just simply in Canva. Okay. Can we do it together just so I can just show you again how simple it is? Cool. Let's go here. Let's go to Canva. Let's open up this template here. Let's go ahead and view the templates, open an editor, and boom, here's some templates that I can use. Cool. So all I need to do is just take the copy, okay? Kind of rework this a little bit. Maybe I'll add like an emoji. The background, like what I like to do is just make it contextual. So it can be like, B-roll. It could be like you working. It could be like if you, I don't know, if you do video for people, it could be you shooting behind the scenes doing video. If you, I don't know, like it just depends on the context of it. Okay. Let's just go here. Cool. I can update this. I might, turn your Instagram into a book calls machine. Might make that red. In 90 days using our Instagram DM funnel and ad system. Sick. And then same thing here. I'm going to keep the little emojis there. I'm going to highlight what's important, positions you as the go-to expert in your niche. Cool. I like that. Let's go back here. Install Manychat, so DMs. Something. Turn it into qualified leads. Cool. Let's make that red. And then run simple ads so you get consistent. Boom. Just make it spaced properly. Cool. Go up here. DM me leads to see how it works. Cool. Super simple, guys. How about that? So this is a variation that you can see. Okay. You'll also probably notice that a lot of people run ads like this because it's like super quick. It's super in your face. I don't have to watch a 30-second video to freaking figure out what you're trying to sell me. It's like, this is like in your face. Okay. So you can do multiple variations. There's a couple in here. Yes, this is all going to be given to you guys at the end of it. So don't stress out. This is the wife. This is what she's doing. Works really well. Just said that for my naturopath. We have over 500 people doing it inside of Agent CEO. So yeah, guys, this is honestly how simple it is. And we just need to make it look pretty. Change the colors, make your palette, whatever. Okay. Are we following? Are we good? Give me a 3 in the chat for awake, and we're still good. Cool. Oops. It's the presenter view. All right. So now that we have our DM ad built, like we literally just built it in the last 5 minutes, now we just need to launch it to Instagram. I'm not going to go through it and show step-by-step how to do this, but I will add it to the slides, which you guys will have access to. All we need to do is go to Ads Manager and then set up what's called an engagement campaign. So basically the intention here is to get more messages, purchases through messaging. So basically get people to DM us. We're going to set up a manual engagement campaign. Then we want to basically have our conversion location be message destinations. So DM us on Instagram. And then we can select our audience. So we can make it like a little contextual to who it is that we're serving. Okay. And then we usually just do Instagram. So from like a placement perspective, we just do Instagram just because that's usually where our customers are and where we're running these types of ads. And then it'll bring you to another page where you can just upload your creative and go ahead and launch it. Okay. So I went through that quickly just because it'll be here so you can see it, but there's like a ton of stuff. The main thing is engagement campaign, message destinations. Like it's fairly simple if you guys haven't done it. Okay. Create an Instagram app. Yeah, one of them was creating the Instagram app. Totally an option to do it that way. So, and it does look more intentional. And yes, to be more natural. And yes, like to feel like an Instagram story. That's 1000% the intention of the B-roll ad for sure. Cool. And then we launch it and we are pretty much good to go. And then we do this, we dance, party emoji in the chat. Let's go. Come on. And then we start to get results. Okay. And guys, if we've never ran ads before, it can feel like really scary and like a lot of nerves and unsure if I'm doing it. But if we trust the process, this is the way to predictably get clients, predictably get leads, predictably get conversations. If we do it right, if we nail the copy and if we nail the creative, if we nail our offer, if we nail our pain points that we're speaking to, boom. Okay. This worked for people like Mike, who's able to add just $15,000 strictly from the authority funnel in 1 week. He turned it back on. Boom, 15K. Wow, I'd do that all day. Another client, first time ever running ads. First 2 days of the ads, 2 calls, 2 days. Okay. Another client spent $141, got 5 book calls, and got 2 deals totaling $8,000. Who would spend $141 to make $8,000? Raise your hand. Hopefully there's everybody in the room right now raising their freaking hand because all day. Gabrielle spent $2,400 on ads and have closed 24,000 from it. Who would spend $1 to make $10? All freaking day. Okay. I could go on. We have so many of these, like no brainer. Okay. All right. DM ad, launch Instagram. Now what we need to do is set appointments in the direct messages. So unlike many ads that I see, it's like, oh, go to my landing page, watch this 30-minute video, blah, 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 blah. And then, book a meeting down below. It's like, no, we're setting appointments directly in the conversations. So no email, like no email form. We're not like chasing people down. It's really nice because people spend a lot of time on Instagram. It's like we're going where the attention is. If people are filling out an email and I got to follow up on an email, it's like attention's it's there, but it's different. It's like people are on Instagram to be social. It's called social media. It's not called passive media. It's like I'm here to spend time on social media. And the other reason I love this, okay, is because we are in a trust recession, guys. Like people don't trust people. And like if I'm going to just send my information to a form and I expect that I'm going to like get hit with a bunch of emails and get a bunch of calls, like I don't want to do that. But I can send a message and just have a conversation in the DMs and be relatable. That's where the content really helps. It's like you can be conversational with people and have a conversation, be human and be relatable in your content, which is going to build trust and allow you to have a clear conversation in the DMs. Does that make sense? Cool. And it's also harder to get people from cold to sold, right? And the last thing that we want to do, like one thing I realized it's one thing to get a bunch of referrals and grow that way, but it's one thing to like get somebody who showed interest and I'm like, I don't know how to have a conversation with them. I feel really nervous to actually talk to this person because I have all this pressure to get them booked in an appointment. It becomes like a skill set, okay? And what we don't want to do is we don't want to sit around and be on our phone all the time, like checking our DMs and sending messages. And that's really where the power of Manychat comes into play, guys. So as you can see on the ads, they say what? DM me whatever keyword to learn more. So what we do is when they DM us, we created a Manychat trigger. We have several different types that basically automate the core conversation of what we're doing. Not only automate it, but also track it for us, which I'm gonna show you exactly how we're doing it. The reason I love this is because speed to lead is probably the highest success indicator to actually having conversations and setting appointments in the DMs. Tracking, this is something that like traditionally is pretty hard to track, like DM conversations and where are my leads coming from and like, oh, I got to scroll through all my direct messages, all that sort of stuff. It's like, no, it's human, right? We can interact in the DMs and have a human conversation. So it's a win-win, and absolutely no-brainer. Has been a no-brainer for us for the last 5 years, and we continue to use it and will continue to use it for these reasons alone. Cool. So, and there's a lot of ways you can do it. Like if you've never done a Manychat flow and you're just getting started, let's just do something like this, something super simple where somebody DMs us and then we just start the first conversation and we have a immediate conversation and then you take over the rest of the conversation. As you start to get back to it, as you start to get a little bit more advanced, you can create something a little bit more advanced and create, bubbles and features and, have the conversation. But what I don't want you to do is jump into advanced if you've never set appointments before in your life in the direct messages, because what you want to do is you want to create a flow and then you want to basically automate that flow inside of something like Manychat. So if you've never done it, create just use the principles that I'm about to show you in like manually and just automate the first message. And then once you feel yourself being robotic with the question, you build a system around it. Then you can take that system and plug it into Manychat to be automated. If you've had the conversation, if you feel confident in your system, if you're booking appointments pretty consistently, then maybe it would be worth it to build something like this. So let's just do it together real quick, if that's cool with you guys. Cool. Sweet. So let's just go back to my screen. So I'm going to go to automations. Let's just go to, this is what mine looks like. Cool. All I do is I just click on new automation. And then I don't know if this is the right way. This is how I do it. I just go start from scratch, start with blank, just because, I don't know. I like it. David, call me out if you need to. But we need to set up the trigger. Okay. So all I do is do new trigger. And I just say user sends a message. Okay. Detect specific words in a message. So literally, if somebody DMs me the word leads, I can just know that it's the word leads and this is the lead. So I do messages, and then I can do the keyword of scale. Why not? And then I can click on create. Cool. Then what I'll do is I will do an action. So that my action is going to be a tag. Okay. So the tag will just be the same keyword that they're going to DM. This is important for tracking, which I will show you here in a second. Then this is where I can kind of be creative with it. Okay, I can say something like, or basically I could be something like, hey, like we want to be human, like not robotic. So I try to just be like short human. Hey, thanks for responding. And then I like to just do a quick little delay. Tell me more about your biz. And I'll see if this could be a fit. Cool, something like that. So this is maybe how I'd set up like the basic automation. And then you just, rename this. You could do scale, DM, example, whatever. And then if you want to preview it, you click on preview. 3-second delay. Perfect. That's what the customer would see. Okay, let's just say you want to get a little bit more advanced. I'm not going to go spend crazy amount of time on this from like a demo perspective, but you could say something like, hey, thanks for responding. And then delay, text. What kind of business do you have? And then if you've really dialed in, service or service-based, whatever. Coach. I don't have one. And then now you can basically create flows based off of this. Awesome. What kind of service? Whatever. Okay. Oh, awesome. What do you coach? Et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Absolutely, you can do voice memos. Yeah, other cool things, guys, just to do it. What we like to do is, we'll do like audio notes too, which is really nice. Videos, you can also share videos. The card or the gallery is pretty cool too. You can upload a carousel of things, which is pretty dope. And if you don't have the follow DM set up right now, you guys are 1000% messing up. So make sure to set up your follow DM. But I don't want to make this a Manychat demo on everything that Manychat can do. I probably could, maybe next time, guys. But for the sake of this video or the sake of this webinar, simple thing. Let's just do the simple automation. User sends a message scale. Action is scale tag. That's important. And then we can have the conversation. Okay, super, super easy to do it. And then we just click on set live. Fair? Cool. Let's go back. All right. From a principles and workflow perspective, if you've never set appointments in DMs, we do want to keep it short, split long text into multiple bubbles. It's not formal. It's not supposed to be a formal conversation. Be conversational, acknowledge what they say. So if they're oh yeah, I help people with their fitness. Oh, that's dope. Uh, that must be super fulfilling. Then you ask the next question because you don't want to like interview them. Use emojis, all that sort of stuff. Cool. General flow, like if you want to create like a really good mini chat flow, or if you're going to do it manually, would just be this engagement, get a reply. Like, hey, what kind of business do you have? That's a question that you'd ask. Situation, like, what are you currently doing for lead gen? What are you currently doing for social media? What are you currently doing for whatever that you actually solve? What's the goal when it comes to lead gen? Awesome. What's been stopping you from hitting that goal? Awesome. And then at that point, that's when you could invite them to jump on a call to get them to help out. Okay, cool. I'm going to move through a little bit quicker now because I want to get to the questions. All right, KPIs and expectations. So if like a lot of people ask, how much money should I spend? How much money should I spend? Like it's all a math equation that we just need to figure out. Okay, so KPIs and expectations really, really depends. So I want to preface this with like, it really depends on your offer, who you serve, your total addressable market. Like if you serve like people that like where a total addressable market of like 1,000 businesses, it's gonna be really, really challenging to do this. But if you serve anybody or like women or like a really general audience, like your cost per lead is gonna be super, super low. Here's conservative based off of what we've seen in the agency space. Typically with like $1,000 in ad spend, we have around like 50 leads per month, maybe like around $20 cost per lead. This should lead to around 10 booked calls, around 20% lead to booking ratio, meaning if you get 10 leads this week using the strategy, we should be booking 2 calls, okay? If that's the funnel. And then from that, 2 to 3 closed deals with a 20 to 30% close rate. Okay. And then our members that we work with average around like a $3,000 per month offer price point. So for every $1 they spend, they earned $3 to $6 on the front end. So typically it's like a $9,000 LTV. So it could be even $1 spent, not like $9 made. Again, I want to preface this, totally depends on the offer, all that sort of stuff. But from what we've seen, like we've seen people, get 15x ROAS. So $1,000 in ad spend, $15,000 generated with my dude, Justin. 3 calls booked, first time ever running the authority funnel, like really, really quickly. Okay. Manychat booked a call for this dude while he was sleeping. How about that, guys? If this isn't proof to go set up your Manychat and set this funnel up, like this should be it. Another client got 24,000 return on ad spend. They spent $2,000 to generate $48,000. I'll take that deal all freaking day. Okay. So this is what could happen. All right. Good to keep going. Good. So I'm going to jam through this one quickly. This is the last section. I promise it'll be quick. All right. So when I first started getting leads, growing, scaling, like most businesses, I was wearing all the hats: CEO, editor, bookkeeper, sales, all that sort of stuff. My t-shirt said I do everything. So we built something called an agency operating system. Essentially, it's a place to track all of these leads, because what we don't want to do is scroll through Instagram, find this lead, did this lead convert, what's been happening with it, all that sort of stuff. So what we do is we just automate Manychat into a simple CRM inside of Zapier or inside of Notion using a tool called Zapier. That is really, really simple to set up, which I'm just going to show you really quickly right now. Okay, so this is the operating system that we use, okay, inside of Notion. And we have what's called a Leads OS, okay? So Leads OS, cool. Awesome. So anytime somebody DMs us, they automatically get added here. If anybody messages me and they're a lead, cool, I'm going to add them here. So we use a tool called Zapier. If you guys don't know what Zapier is, basically it's a, yes, it can totally connect to Airtable, can connect to any CRM. Basically, Zapier is a tool that connects multiple tools. So if something happens in Manychat, then it can do something in a different tool. So for example, here, if I just click on like new, Manychat, cool. Then what I'll be able to do is I will be able to basically connect my Manychat directly in here. And my trigger event is going to be a new tagged user, right? So then what I can do is I can select my tag. So I could be like scale. I could be, I don't have grant, Manychat, cool. And then I can test it and get like a piece of test data. Cool. Then when that happens, I can tell it to, hey, add this to my Notion page. So I just connect my Notion as an app, create the data source item, click on continue, and then now I can basically sync it to this. So I'm just connecting it. If I go here, source, leads database, I can find the source, which is going to be leads database. Okay, right there. There's going to be a lot of different sources on there depending on how big your Notion is. And then now what I can do is I can just pull information from Manychat. So if the name, I'm just going to take the IG username. It's my dog's name. The email, I can pull the email from the Instagram. Okay. And then I can do lead source is going to be Instagram opt-in. The opt-in word is going to be Manychat. Instagram, we can do IG. So it's connecting the two. And now I can click on continue. I can test the step. Let's go here. And then boom, just got added here automatically without me doing anything. So now instead of scrolling through DMs and like trying to remember to follow up, all I'm doing is just going in here and I'm going to be like, okay, cool. Life of Benedict. Awesome. Yeah. He agreed to a call. Sweet. And then I can say, oh yeah, they're qualified. And now we can begin to have a system that we can organize that eventually we can delegate to somebody else. That's easy to track everything. It's easy to bring logic to the spending, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so it's very, very simple to set up, and but will save you hours and hours and hours of headache and all that sort of stuff. And you just move it around, okay? And then it'll give you data on how many leads you have, where they're at, all that good stuff. Yep, you could do N8N, all that good stuff. And then this becomes your source of truth. Okay, if you spent $100, how many leads are in here? What's the status of them? You can start taking some ownership of improving your lead to booking ratio, which is like if you have 100 leads in here, but nobody's booked, like that's on you, right? So that's the simple integration on how we systematize it from that perspective. Cool, guys. Who's feeling like this a little bit? Hopefully not too many people. A little bit. Okay. Well, good news is since you invested time with me, I want to make sure that this is the biggest ROI on your time for sure, so that you guys can execute. Because at the end of the day, this information is really, really cool. But what's cooler is actually executing and seeing the results from this. And honestly, it is the start that stops most people. Okay. You can have all the information, you watch all the YouTubes, you can attend all the webinars. But if we're not taking action, then we're not going to be able to actually see the fruit of what we can actually get from it. And I wanted to be super, super tactical, share a bunch of stuff so that you can start and have something that you can actually just do today. And the problem is that I see is most people are lacking simply just like the proper resources. And I couldn't fit anything in here and I tried. So I want to give you guys just like the process that we've used to generate $7 million. It's the same process that over 500 agencies have used that we've just gone through to generate over $8.3 million in tracked revenue. We're tracking this for people. We've helped dozens and dozens and dozens of people break through in their business, literally using the strategies that we're using today. So I want to give you guys the offer breakdown so that you guys can have the offer breakdown. I want to give you guys 2 ad ChatGPT prompts that we went through. I want to give you guys 25 ad creative examples that you can look at as inspiration. I want to give you guys the ad Canva template that we looked at together. Okay, the one that we just literally built. I want to give you 4 Manychat flows that you can literally just copy and paste inside of your business. I want to give you the full agency OS that you saw me go through, that I literally just automated all my leads. You get the leads OS directly in there. I'm going to give you a training on how to set up the Zapier automation so that you can save hours following up on people. So I'm going to give you all of this for free, something that we basically sell for thousands of dollars. All you need to do is just DM me the word playbook on Instagram, the Austin Schneider, and I will send it over to you. If you can't DM me, because sometimes people can't do that, just comment playbook on any of my posts and it'll shoot it over to you guys. So send that over or go ahead and DM me and I'll go through it. And I'm just going to spend 2 minutes, just 2 minutes going through just the package or what you guys are going to get. Okay. So up top is the presentation. So this is literally what we just went through. Okay. Down here is you're going to have the offer breakdown template. Cool. Let me make sure this is duplicatable. There we go. You're going to have some examples of offers as well. You're going to have the live example that I went through. So you can see from like a prompt perspective. You're going to have a prompt 1, prompt 2. You're going to have all these winning copy examples that you can look at for inspo. The Canva template's going to be right here. You just got to click right here, and then you can just say view template, and then it'll automatically load in your Canva. And here's copy and paste Manychat flows. So if you just click onto this, then you'll be able to literally just click on, well, it's not going to show for me, but it'll say use in my Manychat. and you can just go ahead and use that. Okay. I don't know if it'll say, yeah, because it's mine. And then operating system, if you just fill this form out, we'll just email you a link to it. And then Zapier automation, this is just a training that's a little bit slower that you can follow. And then make sure to follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, and you'll get even more sauce. So be sure to do that as well. If you can't DM me, then just comment the word playbook on my Instagram. Okay. Comment the word playbook on any post. Okay. So you can also just comment a post, doesn't really matter, all that good stuff, and you'll be good to go.
I'll just add this onto the email as well. So no worries if you like missed it. We'll just like cover this part within the follow-up email, guys. No worries. I'll hand it over to David to do the open the Q&A.
Yeah,
Perfect. Thanks, guys. That went a little bit longer than I thought, so that's 1000% my fault, but hopefully it was worth it.
it was so worth it. Literally so much value. Before we get any questions, can we just say a huge thank you to Austin? I mean, this man just drops so much value and just like does this work for his obviously full-time job as a CEO, and he just like comes in here and does it all for free. I just can't thank him enough. I hope you get so much value from this. And you literally start your own business, make millions of dollars from watching this webinar. So
Love it.
um, let's do it. And then Austin, there are a couple questions in the Q&A that I can go through. Um, and then if you do have questions, you can put them in the Q&A as well. And for anybody who has sent playbook in the chat, that's not going to get you all the goodies. Make sure you're going to Austin's Instagram, which is the call to action right here. Send him the DM, and if you can't send DMs, comment on any post, and you'll get playbook. And yeah, you'll also get the recording, and you'll also get all the stuff from Manychat. So that'll be good. And then let's go into some of these questions. So, Austin, can this authority strategy be helpful without running ads? Like, can we just post to an Instagram story?
1000%. That should be mandatory for everybody on this presentation, is to have a mini chat set up and just organically do it. We have an organic keyword so we can track our organic efforts, and then we have the paid keywords. So 1000%. Yeah.
Mhm. In your opinion, why do you need to do both paid and organic instead of just only relying on organic?
Yeah, really good question. My opinion is like organic, it's kind of betting on chance, right? Like you are crossing your fingers that you go viral. You're crossing your fingers that this gets seen to a lot of people. You're crossing your fingers and you put a lot of effort towards content, and then it just doesn't have the like the result that you hope for, and that's what a lot of people end up doing. And the problem with that is it's just unpredictable, and they don't know where their next deal is coming from. What we love about ads and coupling organic ads and the mini chat flow is you can predict it. Like you can pay for traffic and you can get in front of your target audience, and you can be confident, okay, this is going to get 10,000 views because I put $100 to it or whatever it is, and it's going to predictably bring in the right people with the right message and all that good stuff.
Yes, I love it. Scale is king. Cool. Okay, here's a question. Could you go into some details for creators with digital product like courses? Offer value 100 to 300, so I need to sell directly and can't take on calls. What's the best flow, or how would you optimize it to fit that?
Okay, say it one more time.
Basically their offer value is $100 to
Mm,
$300, and they
yep.
sell digital products. They don't sell high ticket services.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have a better ROI with the higher ticket, but I mean, you could easily say DM me X for XYZ and then just send them a link to the landing page and make it a little bit more frictionless. But it
Mhm.
would definitely be a volume game of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense. And we'll go up to top. This is Ava Joanna. How are you managing no replies? That's the biggest issue. We have people just not responding to our automation, or they don't use quick replies, so we have to manually take over.
Yeah. I mean, there is follow up, but I would also track, like you get, like, let's just say you get 100 leads this month, or let's just say we get 50 leads this week and only a few people reply. What I would start doing is using something like the Leads OS, and then of the people that opt in, start indicating which ones are qualified, and then follow up intentionally with the ones that are qualified. Because if the people that aren't following up actually aren't qualified and aren't even in your ICP, it's going to be a waste of your time. So I would start by just tracking qualified, and then if somebody doesn't respond, then follow up with the people who are in fact qualified.
Mm-hmm.
That can just be like shallow, like looking at their profile.
Mm-hmm. Got it. You can usually tell within a couple of seconds.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's pretty obvious.
Um, this one's more in general. I do want to cover it. Follow to DM with organic content. Can you talk about using it wisely? Follow to DM is definitely in beta right now, so we are kind of optimizing it here and there. And would just say for follow to DM, it's honestly similar to what the automation we went over today with Austin, which is if someone follows you in your first message, don't hit them with, "Hey, here's every single link that you can sign up for. Here are all the products that you can purchase and stuff like that."
Yeah.
We really like the organic conversation. So, Austin, you can talk about that too.
Yeah. 1,000. Yeah. 1,000%. I mean, I can just show mine. I literally just set this up this morning because I just did like manual builder. So ours just
Hmm.
says somebody follows me. I say, hey, thanks for the follow. How can I help? Getting clients, building systems, just browsing. And then based off of the conversation, then I like direct it like, got it. That's the most common people reach out. Da 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 da. So I never really ask for anything until like the very end if it makes sense too. So definitely the DMs you want to follow the framework that's in the playbook and in the presentation so that you can for sure yeah um, make sure that the conversation isn't just like what can I get from you.
Yeah, exactly. Forming that
Yeah,
authentic connection.
yeah,
And then, yeah,
yeah.
maybe a voice memo would be a great idea. I agree, B. Martin. So we'll go with there. Um, let's see. This is a little bit longer one, so let me see if I can read through it. Hi, Austin. It seems like the main CTA in your examples is to book a call. Um, Better to start a free offer. I don't know if we have time to answer this. So,
Okay,
we have 1 minute. So,
I can also go like a minute or two or a few minutes over if you, unless you guys have a hard stop, totally up to you guys.
Let's maybe just take the last two questions.
Okay, let's do it.
Um, and if anyone is like left with their questions, please feel free to post them on the community. We have over like 25,000 members there with experience. So we'll bring them in as well for support. So yeah, I'll leave to you to choose the last two.
Let's go, David. Choose wisely.
um, could you share some use cases with the app builder if possible?
Some use cases with the app builder, like the Manychat app
Yes,
builder.
I think so.
Yeah. Like another one that we use a lot is like for lead magnets. And so we give like this, for example. So if somebody comments, so like we'll collect their email and then we'll store their email into like an active campaign. Um, and then we'll after we give them or we basically it's like they send the message, cool, what's the best email, and then we get their email and we store it, and then we get also their cell phone number, and then we store that, and then after they get that, then we actually send it over to them. So that's like another great use case is for like lead magnets, not just like DM me for more information. So definitely follow lead magnets and running ads essentially.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you so much. And then I
Yeah,
see one also, if you have a lot of main chat flows set up and no one's using them, what problem does that point towards? I think it's like yeah,
traffic,
Austin
traffic.
traffic.
Yeah. You need to run ads or make your copy more enticing for somebody to actually use them. Like give them a reason to DM you. Like we get thousands every single month organically because we're giving stuff away. Usually like lead magnets and like coupled with a really good copy works pretty well. So
Let's go.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, David, and thank you, Austin, so much for all
yeah,
the wealth of information experience you put in. I would like to ask everyone one more minute just for before you go. We will have an event survey pop up just after this webinar. Please share and tag us on socials. Also, maybe tag Austin. I'm sure he would love to see like what you are learn from this webinar and what you're taking and implementing. We want to be the people who are like taking action towards like that one goal we've established. Your feedback and shares help us bring powerhouse guests like Austin here, do better, do more, do bigger events, and serve you to use ManyChat to the maximum. So if you can give us 2 minutes of your time to share, to like spread the voice, to give your feedback will bring, we promise to bring much better, much bigger events and guests. Thank you all for your time. Again, thank you, Austin. Thank you, David. Um, have a nice rest of your days and see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, team.
Bye.